Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to be one of the first to invite you to the graduation ceremony of batches 2020 and 2021. I welcome you all on the behalf of whole IITM family on this auspicious occasion. I am Swati and I will be the host for the day. I request everyone to rise for the Tamil Thai Vartha, followed by Vande Mataram.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிது தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் பரந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வந்தே மாதரம் वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां शस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमितद्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्.
Thank you, choir team, for your rendition. I would like to humbly welcome Professor Mahesh Panchaknula, Dean of Alumni and Corporate Relations, to deliver the welcome speech.
Good afternoon, friends. It's a delight to be here with all of you, alumni, here to commemorate the receipt of your degrees. It's wonderful to see a sack full of students, parents. It's wonderful that you are all able to come back. You're all healthy, doing well, and here to celebrate the graduation of the classes of 2020 and 2021. Forever, these two classes will remain special. The trials and tribulations that you all went through, the trials and the difficulties that you all faced in getting this far is going to be a role model for generations to come. As you go through your lives, as you go through your professional and personal lives, remember your alma mater, IIT Madras, is always there for you and is always there to see you grow and to see you do well. In your happiness and well-being lies IIT Madras' greatness. Thank you all and look forward to the day.
Now I invite International and Alumni Relations Secretary Satyendra Pandey to address the gathering.
Hello everyone. First of all, a big thank you to you all for being present here and making this day awesome. 8 months back when I was contesting for election and when I put this point in my manifesto, it seemed to be a very hard point. But with support of ACR office, IIT Ma, Mahesh sir and all the department, we made this possible. Guys, I really wish that you enjoy a lot today. Take a lot of pictures, make a lot of memories, and also we are going to have Vox Rocks and Willkommen after Convocation. Do participate in that, and thank you all for being present here.
Thank you, Satyendra. I am profusely elated to take this opportunity to invite our director, Professor V. Kamakoti, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, friends. Very delighted to see you all here. If you win a battle without any challenges, it is victory. If you win the battle with challenges, it is history. You guys have made history. Of course, all of us missed the classes, the physical classes, but I'm sure life has been very kind to us. God has been very kind to us that we are all now meeting. This is something that we have looked forward. There was not a single year where we did not have a convocation, a physical convocation. And this was always something in the back of our mind. And yes, this has become possible. I invite all of you, and I'm sure you will enjoy today. And this day will be a great remembrance for all of you. Friends, this is something that I kept repeating and I thought I should repeat when I meet you here. We are marching towards our 100th year of independence. We are in the Amrit Kal. The next 25 years are crucial, and you guys are going to decide the fate of our country. As an institute, I am very happy and proud that we have given to the nation such gems that you are going to transform this country. You are going to be the architect for the transformation of our country. One important thing that always we need to keep in mind, that we need to develop technology for our nation. We need to develop Atmanirbhar technologies. We need to be employers. If IIT Madras, the NIRF one institution for 7 years in a row, if you guys are not employers, who else will be? So as a symbolic thought process, I have invited your super senior, Prashant here, as our convocation guest. Please give a big round of applause. I am sure many of you will be using Ease My Trip. He is the founder of the Ease My Trip. And what I have requested him today is to share his experience of how to grow a startup. And one interesting fact, his company was never in the loss. It has been making continuous profit and is going international. We are very eager to listen to his story, and I am sure it will be an inspiration for many of you. Down the line, my dream in the next 4 to 5 years, all our students will either become employers or will be absorbed, given appointment, given placement in a company which IIT Madras has incubated. And that is my dream. And we will all make it possible.
Thank you very much for coming here. Last but not the least, friends, we have been rated the first NARF #1 institution for 7 years in the row in the overall category, in the engineering category, and 4 times in a row in the overall category. And recently we have been awarded the Best Institute for Intellectual Property Development. I am sure all of you had played a big role. So on behalf of the Institute, I thank you very much for this for the role that you have played, and request that you continuously associate yourself with the Institute in all our endeavors. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much for coming, and a very, very enjoyable and the day that you will remember forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the wonderful insights, Professor. I would like to invite Professor Pradap Haridas, Dean of Academic Courses, to introduce the chief guest.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are truly delighted to see you here. It's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you the chief guest for this afternoon, Mr. Prashant Pitti. Mr. Prashant Pitti is co-founder of Ease My Trip. He started the travel business Ease My Trip in 2008 along with his brothers. He has a brilliant aptitude for various sectors of commerce and is identified for his exceptional marketing skills and creative ideas. Mr. Prashant completed his BTech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Madras. Prior to Ease My Trip, Mr. Prashant Pitti worked with various companies like HSBC and Capital One in the US. Under his leadership, EaseMyTrip.com has created a niche for itself. Mr. Prashant firmly believes that technology, qualified manpower, and an advanced management team can lead any company towards the peak of success. With these few words of introduction, I now request Mr. Prashant Pitti to address the gathering.
Wow. It's yeah, a little bit more up. Come closer. It's such an honor to be over here. Thank you, Dean, thank you, professors, thank you, the faculty members, thank you, Mahesh sir, thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to address this crowd. This is what dreams are made of. Firstly, I would like the crowd to go bizarre, and let's have the loudest yoo-hoo we can hear so that the entire campus can hear. Woohoo! It's a full house over here. But I'm sure okay, I see the hooting culture continues. I'm sure a lot of your friends are missing this convocation, and it's fine. I missed mine too. My girlfriend that time decided that we should go on a staycation. And I reluctantly agreed. But I'm glad that I'm part of somebody else's convocation. My journey has been full of ups, downs, and ironies. Let me start with the irony first. During my college days, I was the biggest opponent of moving abroad. I used to tell all my friends that we should not apply for GRE, we should not apt. Yet, I was among the 2 candidates who got foreign placement in that year. And by that time, it was very difficult to back out, because then it would be constituted as कि पूरे बैच को आरजी मार दिया. However, my intentions were set from the day one. I did not apply for my green card, and I came back 3 years later. After I came back, I had a couple of failures. First, I started a company called as India Khelo in year 2008. In fact, it was incubated at IIT Madras only, under Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala. I don't know if he's over here. At India Khelo, we used to teach school students about fitness and sports. But whenever we would approach a school, the principals would say, why you IITians are training on fitness and sports? You should be teaching maths and science. And because of that, it didn't go at many places. However, a decade later, Government of India is doing the exact same thing under the name of Khelo India. My second startup was an online education company in year 2009, when all we had was 2G network. I was so convinced that one day we will have EdTech. We were probably the first EdTech company in India. And I was so convinced that EdTech, education technology, will become the big thing in India. To overcome the barrier of having just 2G, we installed satellites and antennas in 45 remote towns all across India to teach them from the central location. I, in fact, contacted Baiju Ravindran as well to collaborate with me, and later on he went on his journey. So we folded that, we couldn't make it financially viable. Then, along with my brothers, we started Ease My Trip, which has grown to become the second largest travel portal in India. But we did so without taking any penny from any investor. Ease My Trip is purely bootstrapped, where we invested only 15 lakh rupees of our own capital. And last year, it did profit of 107 crores and is listed as well. It's listed in India. See, Ease My Trip was written off many times. We had 7 competitors who all were very deeply funded. And because of the lack of capital, we were not taken as a serious contender. We kept Ease My Trip going by doing primarily 4 things. 1, we ran company very frugally. In a commodity business like selling air tickets, the most important part is that you are able to offer low prices to consumers while keeping your operational cost to the lowest. And if you are able to do that for a really long time, then you don't have to spend money on marketing. Users will automatically come to you. Second thing we did at Ease My Trip was we kept our promise. From the day one, we decided that we will not charge consumers convenience fees, which everybody else was charging. This became our biggest USP. Now here is one hack for you all. Open up easemytrip.com and you will not find it advertised anywhere. We do not advertise that we do not charge convenience fees. Many founders I speak to find it very ironical that we do not advertise our biggest USP. We barely find it ironical. See, basically, it's a human psyche to spread the word for the things which they believe only they know and others don't. This is how you get the word of mouth spread, by not advertising yourself. If you have a very strong moat, do not advertise. That is how people will tell each other. This is the basic human psychology. The third thing was basically by trusting our employees. We were always short of money. By being virtue of bootstrap, we were always short of money. We could not afford to hire product managers, marketing managers, analysts, operations head from outside. So we put trust in our call center employees. We took the top 40 performing call center employees and trained them for various roles in the organization from year 2011 till 2015. Now those 50 employees whose lifestyle changed, they became from a blue collar employee to a white collar employee, right? Those people are basically the backbone of the company. They are the ones who are emulating the founders throughout all the departments in the companies. I would attribute 50% of our success to those 50 to 60 people. When you put trust in your employees, they will trust you back. And the fourth thing was basically trusting our consumers. See, half the business is trust. Either you are able to trust people and delegate the processes, or you are able to remain a lifestyle business. The fourth thing was basically trusting our customers. During pandemic times, which you all went through, Ease My Trip offered a very unique free service, which was get your full refund back in cases of medical emergency. All you had to do is upload doctor's prescription and you will get your full money back, including the money which is deducted by the airlines, we will pocket from our side. Now, analyst, market thought that we went crazy because we all know how easy it is to get a doctor's prescription in India. However, we only got less than 0.5% fake cases, and remaining the times the cases were genuine. And this particular feature has become one of the biggest features why people use Ease My Trip these days as an insurance plan for themselves. See, miracles do happen. It's just that they do not happen overnight. We had to run Ease My Trip for a decade without any limelight, while our competitors were raising millions of dollars. You have to burn the midnight oil for decades. One must be passionate enough to suffer through it all. And in your pursuit to finding your reason of existence, I would encourage you to ask yourself this question. The question is, what's one thing you strongly believe in, which most people around you don't? If you double click that question multiple times, you will be able to find your reason of existence. Let me safely assume over here that many of you are already entrepreneurs since you have graduated, or are willing to become an entrepreneur one day. By the show of hands, how many envisage themselves to become an entrepreneur one day, if not right now? Oh, that's actually quite a lot. In my days, it'd probably just be just one or two. So let me share some stories from the beginning of entrepreneurial journey till the end. First, in your entrepreneurship, do not be afraid to fail few times. I'll give you a story around it. Back in my school days, me and my friend Prasanna, we used to study together for IIT coaching. Do we have some Prasanna over here? During our coaching days, me and Prasanna, we were almost at par while preparing for the IIT entrance exam. Now, however, on the main day, Prasanna screwed up and he couldn't get into the IIT. We lost in touch. 9 years later, I get a LinkedIn request from a guy named Prasanna, and I see his LinkedIn profile, which says, after graduation, he went to IIM Ahmedabad, and he was also assistant vice president at HSBC in UK, which is the exact same position I was. The point is, life will give you ample opportunities to prove your worth. Don't be afraid to take a hit a couple of times. See, running a startup is basically taking a bet of 10% with 100 times payoff. Now, in order to earn that 100 times payoff, you need to be willing to be failed at least 10 times. This is how this world works. You have to dust yourself up again to be able to try it one more time. Moreover, you will leave your legacy not by your failures, but by the last success you have. You don't need to succeed every time, but the last time and the only time. And we have to learn to live with our mistakes. As Gary Kasparov once said, that the biggest mistake people play while playing chess is they try to undo the last move. While once the mistake is made, you have to have a fresh outlook that it's a new game altogether. And hence, the biggest cost people make while playing chess and in life as well is to undo the mistake, but rather than live with it. The second learning while running entrepreneurship you will have is don't be complacent in your small wins. You will have small wins. The small wins could be raising a fund, getting your first customers. Don't be complacent. And I'll share a story around it. During my India Khelo days, I met Mr. Anil Kumble in year 2008 playing a local match in Bangalore. After the match, I approached him and I asked him, why are you playing a local match? You're Mr. Anil Kumble after all. He says, Prashant, if I don't take a wicket in an international match, nobody will say anything. Nobody will question me. But in these local matches, if I get smashed 4s and 6s, imagine the kind of shame I will bring to myself. This is what legends are made of. You have to find ways to keep the pressure on yourself. And if you are going to be running a startup, the odds are tremendously stacked against you. You have to try to become a legend, not just be great. The third lesson or story around is that once you succeed, please don't take yourself too seriously. Did you guys know that Bill Gates studied in the school, and that school was one of the only schools in the world which had computer in it? During his initial years, he learned computers and learned even how to hack them. In fact, he even found his co-founder in that school. Later, Bill Gates himself said that had he not studied in that school, there would be no Microsoft as we know it. Now, the point is, it takes a lot of serendipity, a lot of luck, and a lot of support from a lot of people to make somebody a success. It takes a village to raise a child. In fact, it takes more than a village to raise a child. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for the thought-provoking words, sir. Now I request Director, Deans and Registrar to honor Prashant Pitti with a memento. I would like to invite Ms. Shubha from IIT Madras Alumni Association for the inauguration of YARI program.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, hearty congratulations to all the graduates today. I think you need to be very proud of yourself. As Professor Kamakoti mentioned, you're graduating from IIT Madras, which is the #1 engineering school in the country, rated 7 times #1. So give yourselves a big hand. I'm Shubha Kumar. I graduated in 1994 from this institute, and I was the past president of the Alumni Association. I'm here, I am managing director of Natesan Synchrocons, and I'm here to, you must be wondering who is this person who's come up on stage and, holding us between giving us our awards today. So let me be very quick. Twofold. First is to invite you to join the Alumni Association. I am representing the Alumni Association, so welcome. We usually have a very grand ceremony each year, the Willkommen, which you will have later this evening. But today, we will have the session with 1,200 or 1,300 of you who are here from the two batches. So welcome to joining the portals of the alumni here. The second reason I'm here is to talk to you about a very interesting program that is being launched by the Institute and the Alumni Association together. So I want you all to take a deep breath for a second. Okay, so if you roll the clock back to a time when you came into IIT Madras for the first time, how did you feel? Did you have butterflies in your stomach? Were you wondering, what am I going to do? How do I manage here? You may have a million questions. As you went through your time here, you'd given up your friends from school. You were away from your parents. Lots of anxieties. At the same time, there was a lot of enthusiasm about what the world could offer you. So as you went through the 4 years, you depended on your friends, you learned from your faculty, and you learned from your seniors. So your seniors had some perspective, but they had not yet completed their education at IIT Madras, nor had they seen the real world. I think we just heard a fabulous speech from Prashant today, very insightful, talking about his journey. And when you have that kind of perspective after graduating and you have a couple of years of experience, your perspective on life changes completely. So now if you imagine, if you could have a mentor, a buddy, an alumni available to you on day one when you started at the Institute, wouldn't it make a huge difference? What do you think? So I think it is in that context that I'm here to launch the program. I now request Professor Kamakoti to symbolically press the button to launch. So Yari, as you know, means a friend. Here it also means your alumni, your always alumni relations at IITM. So it is it is intended to be a very light touch program. It is a buddy program, not a mentor program. So an alumni will be assigned to every first year student as they come into campus. And they will be matched with an alum. The matching process is very interesting. It is something like what you have on Tinder, some way of matching your interest with the other. No, it's not meant to be a Tinder, okay? Just to get you guys a little interested, but no, it's not that. But it uses a similar algorithm for matching people. And we've used a platform called Mentor Cloud. And from the alumni perspective, which all of you are, I hope you will sign up to be buddies to the freshman batch that's coming up. And over time, if it works well, we can open it up to the other years as well. So look forward to all of you, participating actively in this program. I'd like to thank Professor Mahesh for really envisioning such a program. And I thank the entire Senate for supporting this and allowing this program to be introduced this year. This is a first of a kind. None of the other IITs have such a program. And it's a very large scale because we're talking about 2,000 odd students coming in each year. So it is going to take a lot of people to be buddies here. And I'd also like to thank our 2013 alum, Varaprasad Jarjana, who designed this award-winning logo. We had a competition, and this was the one that was selected. You will all receive an email in your email invitation to join this program. So please sign up and look forward to your active participation. We've enjoyed putting this program together, and I hope you do. Thank you very much.